So if you're cruising to Ensenada, Mexico and wondering if Pai Pai Animal Park is worth the hype, this video is for you. So we're the Adventure Buddies, and today we're giving you an honest review of the Pai Pai Animal Park from our Carnival Radiance cruise stop over Memorial Day weekend here in 2025. In this video, we're gonna say the good, the bad, everything that we thought, and do we recommend it for you. So without further ado, cue that intro.
What's up YouTube? Trevi from the Adventure Buddies, the modern travel family, bringing you another video filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration to make sure you maximize your next family adventure, like we always do here at the Adventure Buddies.
So we just got back from a 3-day cruise out of Long Beach on the Carnival Radiance, headed to Ensenada, Mexico and back. If you want that full review on that ship and that experience, click the link above here. And so in this video, we're gonna talk about that one activity we did at our port stop, again, Pai Pai Animal Park. And so we should mention though, this is not part of the cruise excursion. This is something that we did back in 2022 with our older kids, Jake and Gianna, actually when we were pregnant with Olivia. And so it was kind of surreal to come back and do it with Olivia now that she's 2 years old. And so if you want the video where we actually went there first, or you want to know about the ship that took us there, that was the Navigator of Seas with Royal Caribbean, click the link above here. And so again, spoiler alert, we're heading back to Pai Pai because again, this place delivered some unforgettable moments. Let's get into it. So what is Pai Pai? So Pai Pai is a privately owned animal park located just about 25 minutes from the cruise port. It's known for its up-close animal encounters and not just your typical petting zoo. So we're talking about feeding, holding, and sometimes even cuddling exotic animals like jaguars, monkeys, lemurs, and even baby tigers. You heard that right. So we booked the excursion in advance online through Pai Pai's official site, and we took a Uber directly from the cruise terminal. It was an easy ride. It was about a $10 ride. And so there are private transportations options at the cruise port, but again, they were charging you a lot more. So again, take an Uber will be our big tip. $10 both ways, super easy. So now let's walk you through what do we actually do? What do you get to experience here? So we'll go through our personal experience first. So first, we fed giraffes. And so Olivia was thrilled. She giggled every time they licked the lettuce out of her hand, super ticklish, long tongue, of course, and just had a good time. Then we put on rubber boots and we fed lemurs. And so we crossed over a moat into the lemur habitat and they were jumping all over us, eating out of our hands, just had a great time. Then we went over and fed hippos. And so we threw little giblets into the hippo's mouth, and it was just really cool. Never fed a hippo, never even looked inside the mouth, and that mouth was one huge, impressive, kind of disgusting, but again, a super cool and unique experience. Then we get over to the big cats. We're talking about the actual Bengal tigers. And so we went into like this cave that took you into the actual encounter. Then they give you little chopsticks. The chopsticks then have raw meat. You put that raw meat up in through the cage and the tiger eats right out of your chopsticks. Pretty cool, right? So again, you get up close, you can actually hear and smell the breath of that tiger as it's eating. You feel the jaws pulling away at your chopsticks. A really cool experience. Then we got to do one more monkey exhibit with a price of admission, and that was the squirrel monkey. And so we went to the squirrel monkeys, and these are common monkeys that you would see in Costa Rica, the ones that we saw all over Tulamar, our favorite resort in the entire world. If you want that full review and full resort overview on what is Tulamar, where it's at, click the link above here, our favorite place in the entire world. So we love just getting jumped on by these squirrel monkeys. Again, they're eating out of your hands, and they even stole Olivia's hairbow. But don't worry, we got that one back. But a unique story nonetheless. Speaking of babies, not just Olivia, we went into a little farm exhibit as well. So think through a petting zoo farm encounter where they had bunnies, they had goats, they had pigs, they had sheep, they had cows, you name it. But some of the cutest ones were the small little bunnies. And when I say small, I'm talking about only a few days old. So when your 2.5-year-old kid can actually hold it in their palm of the hand, super cool, cute, cuddly, it's precious. And we also got to see and hold 2-week baby goats. So a lot of little babies in there that they let us play and interact with. It was very hard to pull Olivia out as the bunnies were her favorite animal of all time. Speaking of an animal that you wouldn't think to have an encounter with because of how they're synonymously notorious for here in the United States, was the raccoon. So we went into a raccoon exhibit and got to play with 2 raccoons, and they were actually really fun, cuddly, soft, and gentle. And so that was kind of surprising to us, but that was weirdly enough one of our favorite encounters in that entire trip. but it wasn't our favorite. So let's go ahead and get into our favorite. Again, this was a little bit extra, but well worth the money. And so we went into not one, not two, but 3 different encounters where we got to play with baby cubs. And so we're talking about going in the cage with 2 baby white Bengal tigers who are just under 2 months old. And so these guys are so cute, so light and fluffy, but they did scare Olivia. Why? Because when they were purring, it sounded like they were growling at you. And so it was a little bit intimidating. So she was petrified. She got used to it at the end, but you know, they just sit in your lap and they just kept licking you. And so it was just a really cool, enjoyable experience. And then we moved on to the baby jaguars. And so we actually had 2 of those. And so they had about a 2-month-old and then a 2-week-old, and again, super playful, and you got to rub their belly, and so it just kind of felt like a house cat. So a really cool, unique experience where you got to take a ton of pictures and just have a great time. So again, every single encounter was up close and personal. You didn't feel rushed, and the handlers helped make you feel safe and allow plenty of interactions, and so it made for a fantastic day. So what made Pai Pai such a hit for us? Well, we thought it was incredibly clean and well maintained, and so not what we were expecting at all. And so we did come again in 2022, and this place has just transformed over the last 3 years. It's expanded, it's super nice, well painted, etc. Very impressive. And so the staff again was warm and helpful, especially with Olivia. So some spoke English, some spoke broken English, and some didn't speak it at all, but we had no problems navigating through. So we also felt that it was organized, safe, and easy to navigate even with our toddler. And then again, plenty of shaded areas. There's a couple little playgrounds for her. There's food on site, which is actually decent. We were able to get pizza, ice cream, sodas, etc. And so they had everything that you needed all on site. So now let's talk about what you need to know before you go. And so we do suggest you having a little bit of cash on hand. That way you can tip your guides, your animal handlers, etc. And so speaking of paying, you also need to understand that you need to purchase each animal encounter separately. So plan your budget accordingly. So they do offer like a 3-tier package. And so there's a lot of things inside of that, but you can also pick add-ons or do an a la carte options. And so we did the one in the middle, about 80 bucks, and then added a couple things that we wanted to do. They do have things such as zip lines or like a zip line bike thing that is included in all those packages. I don't think it looked worth it. We didn't do it because again, Olivia was too small. And so if you've ever zip lined before, this was, I guess, rinky dink. And I think they're just trying to fill up some time, but again, something to be aware of. And so once you did purchase it, you got a long, like 3-foot receipt. In that receipt acted as your schedule. You go and hold out the receipt, has the actual times when you can do these encounters. Then they exit off once you have done it, and you go on to the next one as you go and fill out your day at your own pace. So again, super easy to navigate and go through, and just a great way to spend your day here at Pai Pai. And then the last thing I think we feel you should know is that get there as early as possible. I believe it opens at 9. We didn't actually get off the ship until 9. We could have done it a little bit earlier, but we had about an hour and a half before the crowd came. Once after lunch hit, it was packed. Prior lunch, super wide open, you were able to knock things off. And so we actually had a couple beat us there. They were there right as the place opened, and they got through everything before lunch, and they were able to squeeze in another excursion before having to hop back on a ship. So get there early if you want to beat the crowd. And so there you guys have it. Pai Pai in a nutshell. Animal encounters, a little bit of petting zoo, and again, you're in Mexico, so you could probably do stuff that you're not allowed to do anywhere else. And so comment down below if you would do some of the things, or is that just unethical? Let us know your thoughts, good, bad, etc. We had a tremendous time. Olivia loved it, got a tremendous amount of keepsakes. We're huge animal lovers, and just had a great time here down in Ensenada, Mexico. And so if you found this video, please consider giving us that big thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button for more travel tips and adventures. And most importantly, remember, life's an adventure. Who are you going on with?